Hi everybody, how are you? In the previous episode, we learned so much about serious stuff like this loan, that loan, every loan, right? It's so tensing. But this particular episode, we're going to learn something very fun. We're going to talk about Teh Tarik, Roti Canai, and Nasi Lemak. Stay tuned. Hi, today we're going to talk about cuisine. As one of the cuisine we talk about will be Roti Canai. Now, what's so special about Roti Canai? Now, Roti Canai in Malaysia is actually a piece of bread. Very nice, very flat, very round. It's toasted nicely. Flip it over and toast again. It's beautifully flat and beautifully delicious. Now, this is one of the Malaysian best cuisine. You have not tried, please come to Malaysia and try our Roti Canai, yeah? Now, what is Roti Canai in terms of interest? Now you look at the interest, is actually flat, right? We talk about flat Roti Canai, it's also talking about flat interest. Personal loan and also car loan is actually flat interest, which means whatever you pay, extra you pay, faster you pay, or you don't pay, or whatever pay, the whole thing is flat interest. Which means whether you like it or you don't like it, the whole tenure and the whole interest and the whole installment, you have to pay the full amount. So whether it's extra, later, more expedite, the interest is still the same. Therefore, it's a flat interest. So Roti Canai, remember, is flat, toasted left and toasted right, both ways. So therefore, higher purchase loan, which is car, as well as personal loan, is always flat interest. Malaysia has beautiful cuisine. We have Roti Canai, we have Nasi Lemak and Teh Tarik. Now I want to take you further on one of the Malaysian most loved cuisine of the world, of us as Malaysian, will be Nasi Lemak. Now what is Nasi Lemak? Nasi Lemak is a beautiful plate with a one chunk of fragrant coconut oils in, rice in the center, and you have some sambal, you have some kacang, you have some ikan bilis, and you have some egg, and also a little bit of cooling cucumber on one part of the plate. Now this Nasi Lemak is really delicious. Why? Because it's a Malaysian favorite. At the same time, I want to explain to you what does this Nasi Lemak got to do with mortgage loan. Let's go back to the Nasi Lemak. Now this rice is made out of aromatic coconut and mixed together with some pandan leaf, and you cook out a nice, fragrant, aromatic, delicious, standalone rice on its own. Can you take this nasi on its own? The answer is yes. Why? Because there's a pinch of salt, there's the fragrance, aromatic flavor of coconut oil. At the same time, some pandan smell inside as well. Delicious, right? So the question is, can you take the nasi on its own? The answer is yes. In mortgage loan perspective, are you able to pay the principal by its own? The answer is yes. So rice itself represents the principal. And of course, for the sambal, we can actually represent that it as interest. So nasi and the interest, does it mix it together? It is. Let me talk about that later. Let's come back to the nasi again. So you can enjoy the nasi in its own. One spoonful of nasi, enjoy the taste, enjoy the fragrance, enjoy the rice. Does it mean you cannot pay the principal? The answer is no. You can actually clear your principal in your mortgage loan. So therefore, the rice represents the principles of the mortgage loan, which you can pay it off on its own. It means you can pay it in advance and put a chunk of money into the banking loan and reduce the principal of the loan. Now, what is sambal then? Sambal is very deliciously cooked, and when you stir it with belacan and with chili padi, with onions, and you mix together with the rice nicely and you put it in your mouth, the first spoonful is delicious, right? If it's too much sambal, what happens? Too hot. What do? You have to drink one glass of water or one Teh Tarik just to cool off your spiciness, right? Now, this sambal represents interest. Let me explain it in the context of Nasi Lemak. When you put the sambal onto your fragrant rice, mix it and have one spoonful. If it's too much sambal, it will be very, very hot. It means if you are putting too much interest or paying too much interest in your house loan, if your house is 100,000, by the time you pay off, it will be 300,000 or 500,000. So therefore, sambal represents interest. The more interest you have, the more amount you have to pay. Okay, so if you have less sambal mixed with the nasi and you eat it, you enjoy the process, that is a good measure between principal and interest. Now, if you have a principal and interest mixed together and you pay well and comfortably, you will enjoy a good season of enjoying your property. So therefore, understanding the fragrant rice and the sambal is actually understanding the principal and the interest together. So how principal and interest mix together with the right concoction and right flavor, it depends whether you understand what is refinancing and restructuring. If you missed this video on restructuring and refinancing, please click the earlier video called the restructuring and refinancing and understand it better. Because by understanding restructuring and refinancing better, it means you understand how to mix the rice and the sambal. Understanding how to mix the rice and the sambal is understanding how to mix with the principal and interest. When you mix it together, enjoy a wonderful, delicious nasi lemak spoonful. It means it will not stress you, but you will enjoy a wonderful property of your own. At the same time, you're not paying high interest. I hope you enjoyed this part. My next favorite is Teh Tarik. What is Teh Tarik? Teh Tarik is a fragrant leaves from beautiful tea leaves, mixed together with hot water, and when the water comes out, we put in the condensed milk and evaporated milk, then we tarik. Tarik means we pull. You can see the visual how we pull the tarik. Yeah, so when you enjoy a beautiful a sip of Teh Tarik, you will enjoy it's yummy. Why is it yummy? Because it's smooth, it's delicious, and it's right amount of sweetness. So what has Teh Tarik got to do with interest? Credit card interest is like Teh Tarik. It's delicious, it's fun. You taste it, nice. It's smooth, it's delicious, it's fragrant, it's yummy, correct or not? It's just one beautiful sip of Teh Tarik. However, you must know the consequences. Because credit card interest is smooth and nice. Swap, here goes the bag. Swap, here goes the luxurious item. Swap, here goes to the laptop. But do you know, credit card interest is just like Teh Tarik. It's sweet and delicious. However, the amount of sugar, the amount of fats that we have in Teh Tarik, the elaborated fats, the whatever good fats, bad fats, whatever it is, the extra sugar that we have in Teh Tarik, do you know is very detrimental to our health? Diabetics will kill us. Diabetic is one of the top few killers in Malaysia. With diabetics, we get heart attack. With diabetics, we get into many complex diseases, stroke, heart attack, even kidney disasters as well. So therefore, credit card interest is something like Teh Tarik. It's delicious, it's nice, it's sweet, it's yummy. However, the consequences you cannot imagine. Why? Because the compounding interest is not small. Bear in mind, the normal interest for credit card is between, the lowest is about 7 to 8%, is as high as 19.5% interest. If it compounds, if you're not able to pay off, the compounding interest is going to kill us. So therefore, if you miss this episode called Managing Your Credit Card, please click on to this particular video to understand how to manage credit card debts, because credit card debts is just like Teh Tarik. It's sweet and nice in the beginning, however, the compounding interest is going to kill us. The compounding effect is going to be detrimental for our health. Therefore, it's very important to you to understand what is the different interest between roti canai, nasi lemak, and Teh Tarik. Now, in this episode, we talk about different type of interest, right? The first interest we talk about is roti canai. Roti canai, remember, is flat, toasted left and toasted terbalik both ways, right? So it means it's flat. Okay, remember, flat. Hire purchase loan is actually flat. And the second cuisine we talk about is nasi lemak. So nasi lemak has its sambal, and nasi lemak also have its rice. When you have a mixed concoction of the sambal and the rice together, it's talking about mortgage loan, the principals and interest together. So when you have a right concoction, you're able to enjoy your property and enjoying the property journey together, yeah? The third one we talk about would be Teh Tarik. Smooth in the beginning, but the detrimental effect on our health is bad because we get diabetics, right? Now, these three types of interest in simple English, it's hire purchase interest, mortgage interest, and credit card interest. So my question to you, which one to pay first? There's so many interests, so many types of debts, and so many types of loans. Which one do we need to pay first? So therefore, in order, because the flat interest doesn't help you to save a lot of interest, the first interest that you need to clear will be credit card. However, whether you pay credit card now or credit card later, best is that you watch this particular episode called Managing Credit Card Debts. Because if you are able to manage your credit cards debt properly, it can be a blessing to you, it can be also a curse. So whether it's a blessing or it's curse, best is that for you to watch the video, the earlier episode called Managing Credit Card Steps. Now, let's say you have not watched any of the episode. For this particular episode, I'd like to recommend you to clear the credit card debt first, because it's consumer interest, it is compounding interest, it's going to be very, very costly. The first step to clear will be your credit card. The second one to clear will be your mortgage debt. Why mortgage debt you need to clear? Because when you have a right concoction of the rice and the sambal, or the principal with the interest, when you mix it properly and you manage it properly, you can save time and you can save interest. So the first one to clear will be credit card. The second one to clear will be higher purchase the mortgage for the property, yeah, because you can save the interest and you will save time. Now the third one you clear will be the fixed loan. Fixed loan will be the higher purchase of the car or the higher purchase of other assets that you have, especially personal loan as well as car loan. Personal loan and car loan is flat interest. Even you pay extra or even you pay faster, it does not shorten or reduce your interest. So the first one to pay will be credit card, you save interest. The second will be the mortgage, because you can manage your interest and principal. And third one to pay will be the higher purchase, which is your car loan as well as your personal loan. Now let me share with you, there's a disclaimer. Because every bank loan have different principles and every bank loan have different interest calculation. The best one is to ask your financial advisor and ask your banker what loan you are paying and what type of interest you are managing. So by understanding the interest and the nature of the interest, you are able to manage your wealth better. If you enjoyed the Teh Tarik, Nasi Lemak and Roti Canai in this episode, click here, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.